welcome to another episode of Piecing It Together, the podcast where we take a look at a new movie and try to figure out what movies might have inspired it. And today on the show, we are live from downtown cinemas here in Las Vegas to talk about The Toxic Avenger, the new remake of the classic Troma film. And we had a lot of fun getting into this one. We have joining me today Michael Keene, William Patrick Coleman, and Brianna Florian. Great panel. Lots of great puzzle pieces to get into, some fun audience participation. It was a great time over there at Downtown Cinemas. Before we get into the conversation, I want to remind you that we have another live show coming up at Downtown Cinemas this coming week, actually. It's Sunday, September 7th. We will be back there for The Conjuring Last Rites. Check the show notes for all the info. I hope to see you out. These live shows are so much fun, and the more people we could get out to these shows, the more we're going to do of them and keep seeing movies in the movie theater the way that they are meant to be seen. So with that said, make sure you are subscribed to Piecing It Together so that way you'll find out about all these episodes as they come out. And let's get into The Toxic Avenger. All right, so I'm David Rosen, the host of the Piecing It Together podcast. We're going to talk about The Toxic Avenger, but first, I got to introduce my panel here, starting with Michael Keene, returning to the podcast. Introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, I'm Michael Keene. I made such films as Fatal Future and The Head and the upcoming Dr. Deathface, and that's me. I'm a guy who makes what stuff.
I mean, based on those titles, you can imagine why I had him on this panel, so... very happy to have you back.
I do technically have a film technically distributed by Troma.
Hey.
So that gets me extra points, I feel.
There you go. I had a music video in the Trauma Fest once, years and years ago. But anyway, that's another story. William Patrick Coleman returned to the show.
Hi, yes, I'm William Patrick Coleman. This is about my fifth appearance.
Sounds about right.
Who's counting?
Yeah.
I am an actor as well as do a bit of screenwriting and directing, but I do have my own YouTube channel where I do a lot of movie critique as of late.
Right on,
so,
right
yeah.
on. Brianna Florian, first time on the show. Introduce yourself to everybody.
Yeah, that's me, Brianna Florian, filmmaker extraordinaire. Just here for a fun time, not a long time.
Yeah, we'll be here for a little while, but
okay.
Not too long. No, always happy when you show up to the shows, and happy to have you on the show. And I mean, you do all different kinds of stuff around town. And
I do a lot of different
film-related,
things.
entertainment-related. So
Yeah, I've got my hand in many cookie jars.
Absolutely, and always happy to have new voices on the show. So this should be a very interesting one to get into. I was super psyched for this. I don't know how many people here were big fans of the original or of Troma type stuff in general. A lot of it is just something that's always been there as just this like kind of underbelly of just weird, crazy, ridiculous cinema. And I love the idea of celebrating that in a movie theater. Like, this is a movie that really just doesn't actually make it to theaters very often. Anything like this, we see this stuff on streaming or straight to VOD, things like that. But to see this with a crowd in a movie theater is definitely something that had me very excited about this movie. But I'm just going to jump right into our whole thing, which is we talk about a movie through a lens of what might have inspired it, what other movies might have inspired it. We call those puzzle pieces. And so I wasn't really sure where to start with this one, but the thing that I kept thinking about through this movie is Freaked from 1993, the Alex Winter film.
Alex Winter, yeah.
Yeah, Bill and Ted, all that stuff. It is just a very gross movie. And I feel like that's like the main thing that they were going for, making Blair, the director here, was going for. Let's take which was already a very gross movie, the original Toxic Avenger, but let's even gross it up even more. Let's just make everything in the world, everything from the settings to the effects to the characters to even the ADR and like all the little sound effects in the background. Let's just gross it up. And that's something that I love so much about Freaked. He just filled every frame with just gross stuff everywhere.
The character even looks a little similar as far as the makeup goes.
It does, yeah. It seems
Winter,
like they were like maybe like a touchstone there for how to build this character. You guys fans of Freaked?
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of Alex Winter. In fact, I'm a big Bill and Ted fan.
Oh sure.
So if 1993 is when Freak came out, that'd be the follow-up to Bogus Journey, which was 91.
Right.
Which also has Keanu Reeves in a cameo
Yeah.
as Dogboy, as well as Mr. T's appearance.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's a stacked cast.
It's a very fun, like, kind of gem that I think was just recently reissued. It wasn't very easy to find for quite a long time,
I do
but for
believe
anyone
it
who
was
hasn't
recently
seen it,
reissued, yeah.
it's worth watching. Brianna, had you ever seen that
No, I
one?
hadn't seen it.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's definitely worth checking out. It's very over the top, very just crazy, and lots of great practical effects, lots of like great,
That sounds nice.
all that kind of stuff. It's super
That's the
fun.
one thing I miss
And
about
Randy
cinema.
Quaid.
Randy
Yeah,
Quaid
that's right.
being nuts.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to interrupt, sorry.
No, you're fine.
As always. But Michael, let's go to one from you.
Well, I guess I'll go with Macon Blair's first movie, I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore.
All right.
Which also stars Elijah Wood, who of course makes an appearance in The Toxic Avenger, very memorable as whatever the fuck his name was.
Yeah, sure.
The brother to Kevin Bacon's character. And that was one reason I was really pumped for Toxic Avenger was I really liked Macon Blair's first movie. I saw it at Sundance, actually.
Nice.
So I lucked out and was one of the few people who actually got to see it on a big screen.
Sure. Yeah.
And it was not the most elegant sophomore effort that I've seen in the world, but it still, based on his freshman effort, I was very, very excited.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great actor. I always love when he pops up in things, although he's kind of ridiculous, shoved into his own movie here. But I am interested in seeing what he continues to do as a filmmaker. I mean, this is obviously such a singular thing, whereas I don't, what's it called? I don't feel
at home in this world
right.
anymore.
Yeah, that was more of a I don't know. I had more of a point of view, whereas this is just like fuck. Let's just make the Toxic Avenger. Like it just seems like a fun time.
Yeah,
basically.
it does feel more like Macon Blair trying to make a Troma movie rather than trying to make a Macon Blair movie.
Exactly.
Pros and cons to that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, interesting pick, and yeah, I definitely want to see more of what he kind of has in mind as a filmmaker going forward. But William, let's go to one from
Who
you.
is he in Toxic? Is he in Toxic?
Yeah, Macon Blair.
Yeah, who is he?
Yeah, he was the well. First of all, he was the roommate at one point, and then he was at the end arguing with Lloyd Kaufman.
Yeah.
So he was two
Okay.
parts. Yeah.
He's
Was it
he's
the same
Yeah,
character?
he's the same character.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't even.
He actually
yeah.
pops up a couple times.
All right.
I like that guy. He's funny.
Sorry, Jason.
Okay. Okay. So for any of you who haven't seen the show, part of this show is who can get the title first.
Yeah. Who
And
can get the
so
public
I've been
piece.
working on it. But one of the ones I'm pretty proud of associating with is Super. For obvious reasons. Gotcha.
God damn it.
Gotcha. Super, I believe it's 2013. Although
I
don't
think it's 2010.
2010. Okay, 2010. It was. There are many connections there. One being written and directed by James Gunn, who is of Troma fame, as well as Kevin Bacon being the bad guy, almost the same character, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it stars Rainn Wilson and Liv Tyler, and Ellen Page, and it's a movie.
Sure.
Oh, come on. Super's great. Don't waste
it's all right.
Super. Suck Super's dick. Jesus.
James Gunn is I like James Gunn a lot, so I won't say anything against it. But I did automatically put a lot of similarities between the two right away off of that. So I'm pretty proud of that connection.
Michael, you should talk a little more about Super, but I will say I was thinking about bringing up his Suicide Squad remake. I thought that this kind of felt like it was inspired
see
by
that, yeah.
and like the bringing back that kind of trauma feel into a big movie where it was intended to be a big movie, even if it's got delayed for 3 years or whatever, and then it's getting this very strange like miniature theatrical rollout. But you're a fan of Super. Tell us a little more about that.
I fucking love Super.
Yeah.
And I felt like one thing that was missing. I should say I did enjoy Toxic Avenger. I'm going to say a few things that make it seem like I did not like the movie. I did very much enjoy myself, but it did feel like it didn't have a certain bite to it, a certain
agree.
borderline nihilistic sense of humor that I really appreciated in the original Toxic Avenger and a lot of Troma productions, which does come through in Super. Super is a film with a very, very mean-spirited sense of humor. And actually, it's just mean-spirited in general. It's not even just the funny parts. It's even, like, spoilers for Super, this movie that's, like, 15 years old. But Elliot Page has a horrible death scene And right before that death scene, which is just absolutely horrendous to watch, she brutally murders. Actually, you know what? Maybe Rainn Wilson murders these guys. Maybe I'm spoiling for no good reason.
So you're spoiling spoilers.
Yeah, spoiling spoilers. Either which way, one of them kills a dude, and right before the dude dies, one of these henchmen for Kevin Bacon, he just says something like, "Please, I don't want to die," in this like really sad, horrific way.
Yeah.
And then he's brutally murdered. And you're supposed to get a bit of a laugh out of that. And it is a mean-spirited laugh. And I didn't get that really with Toxic Avenger. I didn't get like I thought that cat was going to die like a motherfucker.
Sure.
I thought for sure that cute, adorable cat had to be run over by like 17 cars and then blown up.
And if this was a Troma movie, it probably would.
If this was
a
proper,
real Troma movie.
Yeah, if this was a real Troma movie.
Yeah.
In the first
that
10
cat
minutes.
would be dead as shit.
It felt really washed out.
Yeah.
Very PG.
Safe.
Safe, yeah.
Well, and to the point of like the meanness, like, did you think that it was the point of the character for Peter Dinklage as the Toxic Avenger and like the anger in his kills, or did you think it was just kind of miscalculated the way that his kills went? Because it just seemed like he was so angry all the time, and I get it. I mean, he's had to go through the medical industry, and like he's dying, and they took his kid away, but like at the same time, it's like this is just a silly, fun movie, and he just seems so angry every time he's killing somebody. In this.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, you're right. He does seem very angry. I guess I would be angry, too, if I had a constant sunburn.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. The eye was very, that would, yeah. Anyway, Brianna, let's go to one from you over there.
Well, when it started, I wanted to say kick ass, but as it went through, I didn't get enough because it didn't feel punchy at all. I thought it was going to be very punchy, and it felt like a soft story made for the kids. But I would say that my first one that I couldn't get out of my mind was Little Nicky, which I actually don't remember at all. I barely remember that movie, but it was stuck in my head the whole time.
I love that movie.
I love that
Do
fucking
you
movie.
love that
I also
movie?
love the movie.
I need to watch
yeah.
that again. So what do you guys think then? Do you feel like they...
Sure. I could see
Do you see it?
I could see some similarities there.
Because I didn't even know where that was coming from. I had to look it up, and I was like, is this the movie that I'm thinking of? Yeah.
There's patches here and there from that. It's very much Little Nicky than any other Adam Sandler movie, if you were to bring up any other Adam Sandler
in
movie.
general.
Yeah.
But the Little Nicky in particular is all over the fucking map, all over the place.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. It's like it's just pure nonsense beginning to end, and like that. I think if you're going to connect it to that movie, like just the pure nonsense of the whole thing, and it's just so ridiculous and so committed to how ridiculous it is, and that's why I love Little Nicky, because it's just so just nonsense.
I think if you talk to Adam Sandler fans, Little Nicky is like up there for them.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't get the best critical.
Yeah.
Right.
That was like the beginning of like his really, really bad reviews. Little Nicky was one of the first ones, but if you ask,
we all have bad taste.
That's right. There we go. There we
so
go.
we absolutely
That's why we're
love
here.
it. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go to another one actually that actually talks about that just pure nonsense beginning to end. I'm going to go with Sam Raimi's Crime Wave, which is a movie made between Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2, and is just pure Looney Tunes cartoonish nonsense beginning to end. And again, it kind of goes along with my first puzzle piece of Freaked, is a movie that is just every shot is filled with so much wacky goofiness. Just it doesn't matter if it works or not, let's just throw it in there, including sound effects, including visual effects, including set design, and including any word or performance from any of the actors in it. And it's just so completely unhinged from any kind of reality. And I think that's something that I liked about this movie, but at the same time, I just wish it went even further. I wish it was just pure cartoonish, whereas like I'm talking about, like he just seems so upset all the time, and there's many reasons for it, but like at the same time, I wanted this to be even more wacky and ridiculous. And but Crime Wave, I love that movie
Who
so
stars
much.
in that? I've never heard of that.
I forget the guy's name, but
Bruce Campbell?
He's a small role in it, but yeah, no, that's not the main guy, but definitely a big recommendation for me. Have you seen Crime Wave?
I still haven't. I've watched the clip of them like running around.
Yeah, it's very cartoon, very Looney Tunes. Like they're kind of going through doors, and the whole set is just like a big cartoon. But just very wacky stuff, and big recommend from me there. But Michael, let's go to one from you.
I think a good offshoot from there would be, and I could do several spoof movies, but I would say The Naked Gun. It made me think. Actually, it made me think of both the original Naked Gun and the new Naked Gun, in so much as I felt like it was going for a joke beat per minute, like the original Naked Gun, and it kind of came out like the new Naked Gun, where the beat per minute is a little lower and not quite as satisfactory as the joke beat per minute of that original film. And it's similar to the original Toxic Avenger. There is that beat per minute that is mostly just gross out nonsense in the original, that I feel like should have been here, but kind of wasn't.
Yeah, in the original, because I just rewatched it like a week ago or so, and that one, it's hard to tell what they're going for with that movie. It's just like it's not jokes per se. It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah, there's an anarchy to the Toxic Avenger that is you really need to every single even the shitty ones in the middle all have a certain anarchy kind of thing going on. It feels like a bunch of punk rock kids getting together and making a movie.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be a bigger budget version of it, so it makes sense that a certain level of punk rock would be taken out of it.
You could tell he wanted to do that, though. You can feel it in everything from the music to the
Spirit's there.
Yeah.
It's there. It's a little bit watered down.
It felt like something changed from the first half of the movie to the second half. The first half was all punk rock, even in the color grading, and then the second half it got saturated.
It did change a lot in the second half, and
it did.
I don't know. I actually kind of liked the second half more, but at the
Yeah.
same time, you're right though. Like it seemed like it had more of that energy for
Yeah.
the beginning of the movie.
It did.
So I don't know. It's a tough one there, but William, let's go to another one from you.
Have you seen the original Toxic?
No. When I searched this up and I saw that many options, I was like, not a chance. I'm going
Yeah.
into this blind.
Nice.
Yeah.
They are way two different movies.
Yeah.
Honestly, the character's different, their background's different, everything's different. But something that, and I don't think the original was like this, but I had been talking to Michael about revenge movies and how it's a genre that I secretly really love, and I feel like this kind of was this idea.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
And what you can depict with revenge movies more is the villains. So if the villains actually have characters and there's points of views of the villains, then you kind of have a revenge movie because he's going to get rid of them one by one by one. RoboCop, The Crow, Death Sentence, things like that. Death Sentence also has Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
But one in particular, going off of Sam Raimi, of course, is Darkman.
Sure.
Darkman, for those who don't know, was a film 1990 starring Liam Neeson, a young Liam Neeson off of Naked Gun, and Frances McDormand. And this was after Evil Dead 2, before
so.
Army of Darkness,
Yeah, I think
somewhere in
right
there.
between
Yeah. And again, this movie had villains who were identifiable, including his brother Ted Raimi and Larry Drake and all them. And he's a chemist who gets in an accident, who becomes a burn victim. And the only part of his experiment that is salvageable is an ability to basically Mission Impossible himself into different characters with masks. Without the mask, which has a time limit on it, he becomes back to the old burn victim. I see a lot of similarity there between that and this Toxic Avenger, as well as the villains, which there's, I thought Elijah Wood was great, looking like the Penguin.
Totally.
And Kevin Bacon and the corporation, there's always a big evil corporation who's kind of behind it, and so there's a lot of similarities between this and other revenge movies, but Darkman in particular, which I am a big fan of. Still, I revisit that one once every couple of years, but that's a really good one.
That's a movie I've been wanting to revisit for
It's
quite a
really
while. I
good
haven't
still,
seen it in years, but
In Sam Raimi fashion, it's still very good.
I bet. But yeah, you're absolutely right though. This does use the revenge story structure, and that's something that's not exactly present in the original Toxic Avenger.
No.
I mean, he's getting revenge, but at the same time, it's not about the revenge, whereas this 100% is.
about
So,
the revenge, yeah.
but Darkman's a great example of that. So I was going to go with The Crow, actually, but I think your Darkman's even better than The Crow. So, good.
Well, I don't know if it's a better movie than The Crow. I love The Crow, but I
Maybe.
think it's a better comparison, maybe.
Sure.
Another one I haven't seen.
Yeah. All right.
All Mad Max, I felt throughout the whole movie.
Sure.
Yeah,
Nice.
and I liked that a lot, even though in the beginning with that punk rock kind of color grading and vibe, and that changed toward the end, but it's still like when they were all in the car, I was really hoping that something Mad Max like was going to happen. There's going to be some explosion, something wild, instead of him just saying like my dad's coming for you or whatever it was that he was saying. But yeah, I got a lot of that.
I think so. Were you guys thinking that too? I was thinking it.
Also
sure.
by the way it was filmed, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of quick cuts and things.
I am realizing that we nothing happens with that van, does it?
No, I don't think so.
That's really fucking lame.
Yeah, it's lame. What?
They should have blown up that fucking van.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They have the money. This is a big. You get car explosions in every fucking Troma movie. It's the same car explosion reused, admittedly, but
Sure, yeah.
like you got the money. Explode a fucking van.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be surprised if this movie was chopped to shit. Like, it sat on the
That's
shelf
how it
for like
felt.
3 years. So like,
Yeah. Did you do the story behind this? Can you tell the story behind
Yeah.
this?
I don't.
It's a couple
All I know
years
is that
old.
they
tried to
said
look it
that
up,
it
and they
was
didn't say
too
anything.
gory to release, which is
Yeah.
nonsense. That is not.
That
the
is
case.
nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually was finished and ready to be seen 2023, and yeah, like you said, they couldn't figure out a way to market it, which I think they marketed it just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to see it.
Yeah, I would say the again, I like this movie. The marketing is better than the movie.
Yeah. They did a Liquid Death promotion, and then they're giving away $5 million for charity for health people who can't afford health insurance.
That's
and
a lot
like
of millions
they're
of
doing some great
dollars.
shit with this movie. But yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, I'll throw in one more piece here. I'll go with Frankenstein for a puzzle piece here. The whole
was thinking
sequence
that
of
too.
running, away from the mobs at all. They love
Yeah,
him and then
that
they
was
hate
it.
him and then they go after him with the torches. And I thought that was some fun stuff to inject into this. It's not really there in the original. It's a good idea for Toxic Avenger. It fits really well with the character and to go back to that classic monster movie kind of thing. And
Yeah, it made it fun.
there's some stuff too in the beginning you were talking about with that more punk rock energy. There were some cool shots in the beginning too. I wish there was more of that in here too. Like when they're infiltrating the base and they got all the shadows and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
They
yeah.
should have more of that stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely, and you pointed this out already, but there's a distinct difference between the first and second halves.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
It really is a much better looking, and as long as Peter Dinklage is on screen, it's a great looking film for some reason.
Yeah.
But then the second he's gone, it goes a little gray. I don't know.
Which I don't know if you guys are aware, he doesn't actually play
Right.
the Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
It's not him in that suit.
Oh.
It's I don't know her name.
Yeah, but
a-
it's this woman, and for whatever
Yeah.
reason, they didn't have him do that.
That's
That's
odd.
fair. Peter Dinklage is
He doesn't need this shit.
Peter Dinklage.
he doesn't need this shit.
Yeah.
He's
I
a
was
world famous
wondering.
thespian.
I was
He's got
looking at the
Dexter
mouth.
House.
and yeah, he's got Dexter coming, and he doesn't need that shit.
Yeah.
I was
But that's his
looking at the
voice,
mouth of the
clearly.
Toxic Avenger, and I was like, those are very petite lips.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Good eye. Good eye.
He's a little pretty.
Pretty indeed.
As it's
Now I know.
Let's go to one more, Michael. What do you got?
Well, you mentioned the healthcare thing, and Saw 6, baby.
Oh, boy,
yes,
sure.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Saw 6, wherein Tobin Bell's Jigsaw has to fight the healthcare system. I love Saw. I'm an unabashed fan.
Okay.
And Saw 6 fucking rules.
All right.
And the entire, especially that first chunk of the film, again, it was so dedicated to healthcare and the evils of the healthcare system. And the whole time I was like, fuck yeah, Saw 6.
I mean, hey, whatever gets these movies to give us reminders of how terrible the healthcare system is, that works quite well for me. So, William, let's go to one more from you.
So there's some others here and there that I was thinking of, but one in particular. It's a movie I haven't seen in a long time. I don't want to butcher the title. I believe it's 1986, and I think it was nominated for Best Picture. But has anybody heard of Howard the Duck?
Yeah.
Howard the
I've
Duck.
heard of
I
that
see some
movie.
similarities there.
Yeah, good movie.
Yeah, good movie.
Yeah.
Very good movie.
Yeah.
The George
How are you spinning this one?
Yeah,
George
Where this is
Lucas,
going.
little guy with a human. I kept going back and forth between. Well, it's kind of almost like this. It was either that or Mac and Me.
Yeah,
And I didn't know which one to go with, but I was like, well, the little boy and his, fill in the blank, a friendship with an alien or a friendship with his car, like Transformers, something like that. That's the difference between this Toxic Avenger and the last one is his son.
Yeah.
His son adds a lot, and I think that's where your confusion with why isn't he angrier is because that son makes things convoluted there. But I had to stick with Howard the Duck because of the Jeffrey Jones and Tim Robbins character, and then them turning into creatures and again, evil corporations and stuff like that. So I chose Howard the Duck instead of Mac and Me.
Does Howard the Duck fuck in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
he does. He has a sex scene
That
with
was something
Leah
I-
Thompson.
I-
That's something that's missing from Toxic Avenger.
There was no fucking
Yeah.
in
Well,
Toxic Avenger.
if this makes $1 billion and we get the sequel, I'm sure they'll squeeze it in somehow. So.
And this is the unrated, so it's not going to get any more unrated.
Right,
There's
right.
clearly no fucking.
They did paint
They
themselves into a corner because there's like stuff that they cut out, and now they can't have unrated.
Yeah, they can't have it.
well, now they can have
unrated,
director's cut.
Unrated director's cut. Okay, we could do that. All right, Brianna, let's go to one more over there.
I'll just say my last 3 tiny things that I don't think were huge influences, but I noticed was the kid's costume. He reminded me of the Stranger Things, the main character in Stranger Things. Yeah, everything he was wearing. I had to question what I was watching. There was also that bird that reminded me of Pan's Labyrinth.
Nice.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that. I was thinking of Hellboy during this too. So I mean, a little
Same
bit of
director.
Del Toro
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. And then when he lifted up that rat or whatever it was and he said he made breakfast, I thought of Shrek and Donkey, and that's when I stopped myself. I was like, I shouldn't be thinking of these. These are the wrong connections.
But they're connections, nevertheless.
It works for me, honestly.
Oh,
but,
man.
I'm all about it.
That
Yeah.
one sent me over. Yeah, he said, I got breakfast. I was like, donkey. Yes.
I love it. I love it.
You should throw Terra Firma into the list just to fuck with people because we never actually used the Toxic Avenger as a puzzle piece.
That's true. Yeah.
But just do Terra Firma. Terra Firma is good enough.
This
Why
is
not?
a Troma guy. I figured he'd have a whole bunch of Troma in
Yeah.
his
Well,
bag
it's-
to take out, but
The
no, he
influence
didn't.
is basically just it's the Toxic Avenger, but slightly more mainstream.
Yeah,
I don't really have any good Troma pulls. Even I thought they might they mention a high school. Maybe they would mention Troma, whatever the fucking class of Nukem High school is. But no, it's
Yeah. They don't really go there with any of it. And yeah, you're right. I can't think of any trauma film that I've seen that it.
you know what? They used the melon head gag. At least it looked like a melon head. In the original Toxic Avenger, they have, and this is just copying the Toxic Avenger, but they have a kid get run over, and I believe that's the shot where you get the crushed head in the tire.
Okay.
And they do that in this movie, albeit with a full-grown adult, pussies.
Yeah.
And so they did a melon head.
Yeah. Very punk rock filmmaking way to show a head get smashed.
What was the character's original name in Toxic Avenger?
Wasn't it Melvin?
That's what
Melvin,
I thought.
yeah.
So they did an homage.
Yeah,
to
they
that.
had a
Okay.
Melvin that was the other guy.
scientist.
So yeah. Let's open it up to the floor, see if we have any puzzle pieces out here. Did anybody think of anything that we haven't mentioned yet? Anybody have any puzzle pieces? Right here?
I was gonna say Garbage Pail Kids.
Nice.
There
Garbage
you
Pail
go.
Kids is a good
Nice.
pull.
Yeah.
About 80s something.
Yeah.
But gross. Little people and,
I will say, quick aside, but Garbage Pail Kids is the first time in my young life that I realized I could be disappointed by a movie. I was probably 8, and I was like, oh, wow, movies can suck. I didn't know that.
Well, in order to be disappointed, you had to have thought it was going to be good.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the best thing that's ever happened
All right.
to me. So, yeah.
Sure.
So.
That's what you get.
I saw a hand all the way up there. Is that Jason Harris?
Yeah, that's me, Dave. Just one or how many you want?
Just rapid fire him for us.
All right, well, let's start with him using the dead body, taking it back to the 80s. Weekend at Bernie's all the way on that one.
Nice,
Oh,
nice.
God,
I
I
like
love that
it.
gag. That cracked me up.
The kids' progressive dance. Hey, dude, come see my cycle. Very Lebowski, also very Napoleon Dynamite right there.
Uh-huh.
The opening gag with the getting shot and not being killed, but commenting on it over and over as Will Ferrell and Austin Powers.
Oh,
And,
sure.
Since Megan Blair and Jeremy Saulnier are such fine collaborators, you could go with Evil Band in Green Room for that one. And then lastly, let's go with New Jersey license plates Peter Dinklage, great New Jersey movie, The Station Agent.
The Station Agent is excellent. I was just recommending it to someone before the show. Any comments on any of those that Jason just kind of rapid fired out there?
I mean, Station Agent fucks pretty hard.
That's such a good movie.
I was feeling Napoleon Dynamite too, but it was actually when he was holding the body around the corner and he's like, "Hey, come look at this. Just come over here." I was like,
that's what his connection to Weekend at Bernie's was,
Yeah,
I think.
Weekend
and
at
that was
Bernie's.
yeah,
great.
that's what he was
But
saying.
in that aspect, then Donnie Darko's another one. The dance.
Sure.
Sparkle motion.
Oh, yeah, Sparkle
Oh yeah,
Motion,
yeah,
Yeah.
the dancing.
Commitment
All right,
to sparkle
all right.
motion.
Anybody else have anything for us? Any more puzzle pieces? Going once, going twice? We got right up there.
I think mine's more of a question because
Sure.
I don't know every single one of them that they were referencing. But did anybody else get the band as references to movie opportunities that just failed? Like the Zodiac was a movie that had great opportunity, failed, that guy. And then the girl that was in the band, wasn't that a terrible, like a display of Kara in, when she turns into that terrible mystic with the black eyes that always spoke.
I loved her makeup. I thought it looked pretty damn cool.
It was supposed to be somewhat of a montage to that. It seemed like each character in the band was a montage for like a lost opportunity in film.
That's interesting. So like they were all just like little character references from various different things for all the band members.
That's what I kind of gathered, but I wasn't knowledgeable enough to catch it.
I was wondering what was going on with the band. I felt like there was
love the
something that I
band.
was missing.
Seemed like the Warriors to me.
That was
yeah,
a
there you
piece
go.
that I had written down too. And yeah, I think a little bit of Warriors in there, or even Streets of Fire or something like that. Something of that kind of crazy 80s style.
Both Walter Hill movies.
That's
It
absolutely.
did feel like a very, like, this is a Village People of references, but they didn't really focus on most of the band. They had like 3 they primarily focused on.
I thought the breakdancing guy was definitely something. Like I just couldn't. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm curious if
Yeah.
there are specific characters that they're going after with all those. So that's an
I
interesting point. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Anything else before we wrap it up and get into some closing thoughts? 1, 2, 3. Okay.
And for me, only thing was with the preview from the earlier movie, I thought it was Die Antwoord of Mortal Kombat.
Die Antwoord
Nice.
and
That's
Mortal
what the
Kombat.
band looked like to me.
Okay, I actually.
Die Antwoord doing a Mortal Kombat preview.
There you go. And I actually thought of Mortal Kombat when we got to the final fight there, and they like kind of came together and they had their ridiculous costumes, and like I was like,
the
it's like
final fight. I was thinking of Thor and Loki.
okay.
I know that's probably a little offensive,
Well,
but let's
love
be
it.
honest.
I love it. Well, it's funny you say that though, and this we're getting into closing thoughts here because I was expecting to go into this movie starting right out with superhero movies as like the first thing we were all going to talk about. But then I sat here and watched it for the last 2 hours, and I was like, I'll go on to some other stuff instead. But
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be more like clearly influenced by the fact that superhero movies have been, the dominant cultural force for 20 years. And whereas obviously Toxic Avenger was always a fucked up superhero movie, but now it's like we have all this kind of ammo to play with, and it didn't really do that though.
Yeah, that is interesting because, Toxic Avenger, the original, is very much an answer to superhero movies of the time. And this one isn't.
This is
That's
just
not-
Toxic
yeah.
Avenger. That's all they did. So I don't know. Very, very strange way to make this movie. I don't know. But Michael, any closing thoughts? Anything you want to say?
I think that it makes sense that a movie that's based on a Troma flick would be kind of messy.
Yeah, sure.
And that's what this is, very messy. But I had a good time. The dead body gag was really funny, and and the chicken head gag. That was a
love
good
that,
reveal. That was a very Troma moment when
Yeah.
they take off the chicken head and it's just a little baby head.
Yeah.
And
I think they got the biggest response from the theater.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was pleased enough.
Yeah. Fair enough. William, how about you?
I thought it was funny as shit.
Yeah?
I laughed at about every 2 minutes or so at something. The voices in the background doing the construction, that got me. The chicken head, the dead body, that really got me. I thought it was. I don't know what I was. Your expectation compared to what you actually experience. That's usually how they coincide. And I guess maybe I wasn't expecting much out of it, and so I got rewarded
Sure.
with
Yeah.
a lot more. I definitely liked it about as much, if not more, than the old one. I don't think I want to say I liked it more. They're just two way different movies, I think.
They are two different
Yeah.
movies, so yeah, absolutely. How about you, Brianna?
I wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah.
But for the gore and the guts, which I usually do not like at all, I wasn't mad at it. I thought some of it was kind of interesting to look at, which is so weird. Although when the actress started to fake puke, I had to cover my mouth because that almost got me. Yeah. So it was okay. It was an okay movie.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I'm just remembering now the pee bit, which was actually probably the
yeah.
best part. I
Yeah.
don't know, I thought, but
He's like titanium
yeah,
penis. Yeah.
to burn through. That was good stuff.
There are things about that right now with it being a big, huge thing where people walked out on the theater because of that. And there was
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I was hoping for more mutated dong.
Yeah, seriously.
I was too.
I don't know. Maybe we're too far gone over here on this.
Are we the sickos?
Yeah, I think we might
Are we
be.
fucked up?
Yeah,
It's us.
Very possible. We
us.
should end this thing right now. Michael, tell people where they can find you and everything you're up to.
I'm Michael Keene again, and you can find me by searching The Manatee Party, like the sea cow, but a party. That's my company, and I make videos on YouTube, and sometimes I make movies when I have, actual money. That's me.
Money is good. William, how about you?
I am the host of a show called FilmBuff. You can look it up as FilmBuff Show on YouTube. I do celebrity interviews as well as sketch comedy, movie critiques. I'm kind of all over the place, but we have a page for every social media contact. So we are even on Letterboxd, Facebook, Instagram, all of that. And you can find us on YouTube.
Right on. And Brianna, how about you?
I am Brie Fresh on pretty much every platform. YouTube is where I put most of my filmmaking, short films, film journey, yada yada. Brie Fresh, Brianna Florian. And other than that, I have one-off events out in the Arts District, the Audition Table, Snaps Open Mic, and there's a few other things that I am excited to share soon, but not ready yet.
Right on. Well, I'll have links for all that stuff in the show notes of this podcast episode. I want to mention we will be back here at Downtown Cinemas Sunday, September 7th. That's next Sunday for The Conjuring Last Rites. And then we'll be back at Maya Cinemas on September 18th for A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. And that is our show for today. So thank you, everybody, so much for being here.
Yeah. Thank you, David.
Hi, this is Wax Trax Records here on 2909 South Decatur. We buy all your old 45s, your old albums, any type of music memorabilia. Also, we sell music memorabilia, albums, CDs, and a lot. Come on down to Wax Trax, 2909 South Decatur, or give me a call at 702-362-4300. Thank you very much.
One of these days, I got to re-record that Wax Trax ad now that I'm in charge of Wax Trax Records. But anyway, thank you so much for listening. Thank you to Downtown Cinemas for having us out. Thank you to Michael Keene, William Patrick Coleman, and Brianna Florian for joining me on that one. And thank you so much to everyone who showed up at the live show there at Downtown Cinemas. These are so much fun to do when we have a crowd, and getting people out is exactly what I'm trying to do. Get people together to watch a movie and talk about it right after the movie. Like I said at the top of the show, I've got another one coming up at Downtown Cinemas on The Conjuring Last Rites. Hopefully we'll see you out there this coming Sunday, September 7th. And then we got the Maya Cinemas one coming up on A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. That's September 18th, which you can enter to win tickets for right now. And I'll be announcing a couple more live shows coming up very soon. You can find out about all that stuff by making sure you are following me on social media at PiecingPod. You could also join our Facebook group, Popcorn and Puzzle Pieces. And don't forget, we do have a Patreon, the Produced by David Rosen Patreon, where I post bonus and advanced content from Piecing It Together, Awesome Movie Year, and my music career. Lots of great stuff over there. One of these days, I'm going to be adding, I have a bunch of stuff that's like ready to go. it's just a matter of me cutting some time out of my schedule and getting to it. But it'll happen soon. I'm going to be adding a lot of new content to that Patreon. It's patreon.com/bydavidrosen if you want to support the show. So, speaking of my music, I got to close this out with a piece of music like I always do. And I have crazier stuff that I could go with to go with something like Toxic Avenger. But what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to go with a track called Gravity, which years ago, the music video for Gravity, which is one that I made myself using a bunch of public domain footage and lots of special effects, and I cut it together into this weird, trippy video. It actually played at Troma Fest, and so I figured that would be a good one to go out with here. Maybe you were at Troma Fest and you saw this weird, trippy, geometrical, mathematical music video of shapes and weird visuals and all this kind of stuff. Hey, that was me, and this is that song. It's called Gravity. It was from one of my free bonus albums that I used to put out in between David Rosen albums, and I haven't done one of those in a long time. Maybe I'll do that again sometime. But anyway, you can find those free albums exclusively on my Bandcamp, davidrosen.bandcamp.com. This is Gravity. Hope you enjoy it. We'll be back with more Piecing It Together real soon.
an All Points West production, produced by David Rosen in Las Vegas.